What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Beyond the Grave Media. This is Josh here checking in on you out there in YouTube land. YouTube, it is not a happy Sunday. It is damp, it is cold, it is rainy, it is windy, it is flooding everywhere. It is the perfect conditions for a Stephen King Sunday. I'm telling you right now, I thought it'd be kind of fun to just take a few minutes to just go through what I like to call like feature film Sunday, something that I've been doing with my family and friends since I was a little kid. My family would always do like feature film, like family movie nights, Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday we would do kind of like these long films like Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, these films that just kind of like take a little bit of time to get into your soul and just burrow down in there. They were big productions. They were big budget films. Sometimes they were on TV, Storm of the Century, right? And we would huddle around the TV, and it was almost like my weekend wind down so I could kind of start my work week fresh. And I do that to this day. If I'm going to watch a film tonight, I don't start it until I know, all right, I need 2.5 hours. I'm going to watch Shawshank Redemption's 2 hours and however many minutes, right? And I still do that constantly. And it's just a part of my life. And I thought it might be kind of cool to talk about Castle Rock Entertainment. And for me, there was nothing better than Stephen King Sundays and the Castle Rock Entertainment canon. So join me as we dive into the realm where horror meets the heart and the mundane becomes the macabre. Let's talk about Castle Rock Entertainment. However you found me, however you're doing, I hope that it's good. Let's take the edge off just for a second. Hold tight. Castle Rock is a name synonymous with many settings in the Stephen King landscape. This isn't just a production company, it's a gateway into the twisted mind of Stephen King, where shadows tell many stories. So kick back in your favorite easy chair, do me a favor, go ahead and turn on that fireplace, right? And let's unravel these threads and connect these films and what makes them such perfect and dreary companions for nasty evenings like tonight. So let's kick things off by first exploring how the hell did Castle Rock Entertainment even come to be? Well, it was founded in 1987 by Mr. Rob Reiner and Andrew Scheinman and a few others. The studio was named after the fictional town from King's novels. Why Castle Rock? Well, it's simple. This town is a treasure trove of King's stories. From The Shawshank Redemption to Stand By Me, it became the go-to place for bringing King's vivid narratives to life on the big screen. Reiner's vision was to craft films that not only adapted King's stories, but also captured the essence of his storytelling, melding the art with the literary brilliance. Rob Reiner now is known for many a rom-com, even A Princess Bride, but for me, old Rob Reiner is known as Marty DeBerg, the young director on the rise, documenting the biggest, baddest motherfucking damn band on the planet, and this is Spinal Tap. Now, imagine a misty Maine evening. The kind where the shadows seem to stretch just a little bit too far and the silence is thick with anticipation. That's the ambiance Castle Rock films create. They evoke a sense of nostalgia mixed with unease, a feeling that something is lurking just beyond the edge of the frame, kind of like his books, where you can really put yourself into that story, right? Whether it's the remote isolation of Misery or the sprawling fields of Stand By Me, every setting feels alive. Every single one of them is steeped in history and haunted of the echoes of each character's past. The atmosphere and mood is a welcome invitation to not only watch, but to feel, making the experience all the more personal and adds hella to the rewatchability. When I think about Castle Rock Entertainment, I think of like these films that were so like landmark in the 90s, films that I wanted to watch and fall asleep to, films that were very comforting, films that have this like feeling of nostalgia, right? These like everyman rich tapestries of human experience that King just so masterfully weaves and makes everything so damn relatable, right? That's why he's one of my favorite writers, and it's not even close. The characters, they grapple with their inner demons, the societal pressures, and the impact and the damage of trauma. Think about all of his films. Think about all of his stories and all of his characters. So every one of them is like, they're growing up with something that they're trying to suppress. They're being followed by some creature, some monster, some hell that they've either created, ran from, or they've just been born into. And he has this way with his words and his way to make you feel like you're experiencing at the same time. That's that everyman, that blue collarness that he puts out there. We get a ringside seat to things that we would rather not relive or even speak of. Take The Green Mile. It's not just a supernatural tale, but it's the exploration of morality. right? Compassion and the struggle of justice. Two things can be true at the same time. Each film brings their own psychological torment, the supernatural, and how awful humans can really be. Castle Rock films don't just tell a story, they explore entire worlds filled with complex characters, intricate plots. The horror isn't just in the twist or the jump scare, it's in the slow burn. It's in that slow simmer, that tension that builds, often leading to crazy developments, right? Films like It, where they showcase that perfectly, where things from your childhood can resurface and follow you into adulthood. Layered storytelling, crazy landscapes. There's just such a cozy rewatchability to these films, especially on a Sunday night, man. I put them on and I am just transported back to being in 5th grade, 9th grade, right? It's such a big part of my life. I love these films. I love the values that they have. I love the way they're shot. They feel like big time feature films. They're like major events. Storm of the Century, right? Even Rose Red, these films that are just big time productions. There's just a scope and a grandeur to them that I just think is just excellent, man. They bring this raw authenticity, this emotional depth that definitely, they don't shy away from showing the darker sides of how bad humans can be either. They highlight the resilience, the friendships, the nostalgia. King, he's just a master, man. He is just a fucking master. There's just something so comfortable about sitting, sinking into your couch, wrapping yourself up, right? Getting a couple of pillows, a blanket, allowing these stories to just kind of burrow, unfold. God forbid you have an adult beverage, and the atmosphere, the tension, right? The exploration of your fears, the frailty. It's something else, man. And these stories, these films, that time period, Castle Rock Entertainment, huge fan. So before we get out of here, I wanted to talk about just a couple of my favorite films from that late 80s to early 2000 period, and I didn't bring all of them out here, so we're just going to go unscripted, raw, and just kind of see what comes out. These are all physical media kind of standbys that I've watched my entire life, hundreds and hundreds of times, films that I can put on at any period and fall asleep to because they're just such a big part of me, and they mean the most, and one that probably means the most is The Shawshank Redemption, and it's not even close. I can watch this film any night of the week. I've probably fallen asleep to this film more times than I can count. Hundreds and hundreds of times. I've wore out the tape, I wore out the DVD, I wore out the Blu-ray, and now thank God I have this 4K that is such a dark looking 4K, but it's so powerful, man. I love the book. I love everything about this film. It means so damn much to me. The characters, everything. I could gush about it. It's not really a horror film, but to me, some of the turns, some of the things that the warden does, like in the book, it's even meaner. This is an incredible film. I love every single thing about it. It's flawless. It's absolute perfection. And while we're talking about that, is it Frank Darabont? Another adaptation from him that means just as much, almost as The Shawshank. It's just a lot longer. There's something about the prison setting. You know what I'm talking about. Tom Hanks, The Green Mile, a really long book, really long film. And my wife loves this film, right? Mr. Jingles, like we quote it all the time. She's from the South, so anything down there in Louisiana we talk about all the time. I can watch this film on a loop. It almost makes me tear up. I love this film so much. I love the music. I love the effects. I love John Coffey, man. I love Tom. I love Edgecombe. I love everything about this film. Green Mile, it's a 10. It's not even close. Tape, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, word out. And I talk about this one ad nauseum too. Misery. This is a big part of my life, a big time tradition. We talked about that. Anytime I can talk about Misery and New Year's Eve and my family's tradition. At the time I was like, why are we watching this old folks movie, right? This is probably when I was like 9 or 10. And then I shut up and I watched this film over and over. I remember in my death metal band, like showing it to my drummer. He's like, this is a pretty slow movie. And then when Paul gets his, Dude, every one of my friends loved Misery because I forced them to watch it. Flawless. Rob Reiner, perfection. 10 out of 10. 10 out of fucking 10. I fucking love Misery. Another one, I think this is another Frank Darabont. This came out. This is an incredible slipcover. Now, this has a crazy ending that people hate, right? I remember watching this in the theater and people were pissed. The Mist. Look at that slipcase, dude. Are you kidding me? Slipcover. The Mist is damn good. This is a crazy release. It's not my favorite of the King adaptations, but I still really like it. And this one's sick because it's got like 3 discs. It's got a black and white version. It's got alternates. It's like cuts. It's got special features. Incredible film. Crazy sad ending, but the creature feature style, I'm a huge fan of that. big time fan of The Mist. It's not as good as some of his others, but I still really, really like that period. Same with Storm of the Century, man. I can watch Storm of the Century any damn day of the week, right? I watched it last weekend, actually, front to back. That's another long ass movie, 3 hours, dude. Another one that I love this book so much that I watched when I was in like middle school over and over. Kathy Bates, she just got into my bones, man. Dolores Claiborne. I know what you're saying. It's a drama. Don't care. Love this film. Love Jennifer Jason Leigh. She is badass. Not in this movie. She's a little bit emo, a little bit hard to watch, but she's awesome in everything, especially like Rush. Dude, Jennifer Jason Leigh is awesome. Kathy Bates acts her ass off, right? I love the setting. Anything up there in Maine, it just like takes over. It's such a damn good movie. I dropped something. Let's see what I dropped. Oh man, Max von Sydow, right, from The Exorcist. This is one of my favorite King adaptations here. This is another kind of long film that I first watched on TNT. Monster Vision. Needful Things. Dude, this film is so awesome. And I wish that this 4K had the TV cut in 4K, but it's fine, right? You get the director's cut and the TV cut. This book is incredible. It's a slow burn, man, but I love slow burns. Needful Things. Love this movie. And it looked like crap forever. There was not a great release for it, but this Kino release on 4K looks incredible. I just wish we would have got the TV cut with all that extra stuff, but that's fine. And then one that kind of came out after, right when I was getting out of high school. I still liked it, but it just took a little while to grow on me a few times, and that's Dreamcatcher here. I only have it on DVD. I have not upgraded. I don't know. Is it on Blu-ray? I don't know. Love this film though too. It took me probably like 4 or 5 times to kind of get the speed. I love the book, but the film is just a little bit odd, but it is still damn good. Still damn good. Love Dreamcatcher. And then other ones that take place, or they talk about Castle Rock, but they're not in that Castle Rock entertainment, is of course Cujo, right? Cujo, one of the best Stephen King books. I love this. I love Dean Wallace. I love the look. I love the sound design. I love how terrifying that St. Bernard is. Cujo is a sleeper pick. It is so good, and this Kino looks incredible. And then another one that doesn't get talked about enough, and that's The Dead Zone. Christopher Walken. So good. I wish that we could have got reversible cover art, but whatever, it's fine. I love Christopher Walken. Martin Sheen in here, besides Apocalypse Now and probably The Departed. This is his best role. Evil film. Love Cronenberg. Love this film. There's some more. Stand By Me. I watch that probably 4 or 5 times a year. Where some of that movie is filmed is just a hop, skip, and a throw. Brownsville, Oregon, that bridge. And then, actually that bridge is in California, but the town where they go, and they're kind of like tooling the drag there. That's right up there in Brownsville, man. I love going to the Brownsville Saloon and feeling like I'm reliving Stand By Me. I love Stand By Me. A lot of those Rob Reiner films. I can talk about Castle Rock Entertainment all day. Seinfeld, my favorite sitcom of all time. It's all Castle Rock Entertainment. It's the best show ever. So, guys, however you found me, thanks. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.